This episode of Capes of Lunatics Sidekicks is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. To get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
Recording has started.
Hello and welcome to Comic Capers. We're almost to the end of our Venom journey. I am Phil, and joining me as always is...
Hey y'all, it's Lil Hellfire. I don't even want to talk about Venom because the movie left such a bad taste in my mouth, like, just to be honest.
I know, but I mean, at least the comics are better.
Yeah.
Especially,
it's just a shame it'll never be properly actualized on the big screen.
Maybe if the MCU ever gets a hold
They don't do villains well. The fact that Killmonger is their best villain and praiseworthy, that says something.
No Loki?
MacGuffin.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Killmonger is the MCU's best villain, and that's not saying much.
Well, I mean, in a way, comics have to be better than movies because movies have to tell their story in like a 2.5 hour block. And, you know, even the MCU, it's been 10 years, but how many decades have we have of comics month after month where they could flesh
it? It's just, it's not even about the condensing of the story. It's just execution.
Yeah, well, it does
choose to change.
Well, like condensing it doesn't help either, though.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
yeah, the comics are better, especially today we're talking the Planet of the Symbiotes storyline from 1995's Amazing Spider-Man Super Special number 1, Spider-Man Super Special number 1, Venom Super Special number 1, Spectacular Spider-Man Super Special number 1, and yes, you guessed it, Web of Spider-Man Super Special number 1.
Because you know what? The mid-90s were so super special.
That's right. And he's in the main story, and he has his own backup. I tricked Lil Hellfire into doing another Ben Reilly story.
You didn't trick me. It was just, it's time. And, you know, we're going to get to Archie comics. It's fine. It's going to be like 5 months of Archie comics. Get ready.
Let me go get my stack of X-Men down in the basement.
So, yeah, I don't know how I felt about this one. I mean, it was like this fun, like bombastic, epic adventure or whatever.
It was a 90s story. It was pure 1995.
It was all, for me, it was all style and no substance, I think is the big problem I had with it.
Yeah. But again, these were like kind of like the annuals for that year, so it's like you never get like a big like involved story of the annuals for the most part.
Like I said, it's still flash bang, wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
And again,
cash grab.
And again, 90s.
Yeah.
Smack in the middle of the Clone Saga, so.
Yeah, another. Yeah. Clones, man. Marvel and clones, man.
I mean, they did give us notes like where these take place in continuity. Because what was it, part 3 or something? It was like this takes place before Spectacular Spider-Man 226, which is when Ben Reilly is revealed to be the real Peter Parker. Because that wasn't gonna anger anybody.
Only like 90% of the fandom, but whatever.
I mean, the Spider-Man that's been around since Amazing Spider-Man 150, who most of us have been reading our whole lives, wasn't the real Spider-Man?
What are you gonna do?
They wanted to get rid of that marriage in the worst way.
In the worst way, which makes no sense.
Peter Parker, it wasn't the real Peter Parker who got married. But
the 90s were a crazy time, especially in the Marveldom. So
I mean, unless they were afraid it wasn't gonna. Well, I think they were just worried about this stink of dragging out that Clone Saga. But I'm like, why didn't they keep Ben Reilly around? That way, you have 2 Spider-Men, one married, and then you can have Mr. Single.
But at that time, weren't they kind of afraid to do that at the same time? Like they were trying it with this whole thing, but it was just like they're kind of they've been wishy-washy about a lot of things.
Well, I think people were just so angry about the whole, they were trying to switch Peter and Ben, and then they dragged out a story that was supposed to be like, I don't know, 3 or 4 months long. They dragged it out for 2 years. They were just like, was there like a mandate at Marvel? They're like, don't mention Clone Saga for a while, let's kill off Ben, and just like, that's it.
You got to do house cleaning every now and then.
Yeah.
The story wasn't so bad. It's just like I said, it was fun, but it's like, man, did they really need to do it in so many issues? I just felt like it was spread very thin.
Well, you had to get a symbiote army to invade. You had to get giant carnage. You had to get.
But did we really have to?
What?
Like, do any of this? No, we didn't. They wanted to. They tried it, and like I said, it's fun, but it's just like it doesn't have a lot of high rereadability for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think the 5-part worked better than whether could you imagine if they tried to like squeeze this into 1 or 2 issues? It would have been
3 issues. I think they could have done it in.
Maybe. But they wanted to get it.
It's a lot of superfluous action shots. It's damn near bordering gratuitous.
I mean, there were 4 Spider-Man books, but yeah, you did get like a Venom annual. What I was gonna say, Venom didn't have his own book, but he had the like mini series after mini series. So
yeah,
so I guess
it counts.
Mm-hmm. But how did Ben Reilly not know there was a symbiote on his chest?
Because he's dumb. That might prove that he is the real Peter Parker. Because, Peter Parker makes questionable decisions with his life.
Oh,
and Tony Stark, like they battle it out for captains of bad life decisions at times.
Oh, pot and calling the kettle. Oh.
I make excellent life choices. What are you talking about? I'm not afraid to call the fat, is all I'm saying. I'm not afraid of it.
I'm gonna do
but
this
I don't know. Like I thought the art was great though. Throughout all the issues.
Even though they switched artists every issue. I mean, they had the same writer, but they switched artists every issue.
Hey man, artists got to eat, bro.
Oh, I mean that's fine. Like you said, all the artists were fine. Sometimes it like takes me out of it for a couple pages just when art styles switch.
Yeah, if you're reading it like back to back to back.
Yeah, like if you're binge reading all 5 at once, which I did, and I was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Although I kind of tried to break it up too, is like I'd read the main story in the first one, then I'd go to the backup stories, and then get to the second issue. So kind of.
Yeah, but I don't know. I get why you like Ben Reilly. He's such a downtrodden underdog. That's your kind of thing.
It's kind of like, what if Peter Parker didn't spend 24/7 whiny, battling supervillains and worrying about his old aunt who they keep killing off and bringing back. And at this point, it was like Ben Reilly was on the road.
Betty White, she can never die permanently. Okay,
I know.
It might be death, hoax, and scares, but Betty White's gonna live forever, and so is Aunt May.
But at this point, I mean, Ben Reilly was traveling on the road, and he fought people when he wanted to, and but the rest of the time he was looking for jobs and coming up with impact.
I don't think a lot of people like that though. Like they don't want that from their hero, as much unless it's like a TV show. But like in a comic book, it's like okay, like I'm gonna spend this at the time $2-3 whatever. I just want some not mindless drivel, but mindless drivel to take my mind off of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
But speaking of Ben Reilly, did you read the backup story?
Of course I did.
Okay. Any better, any worse?
It was the worst part of this whole journey. I'm sorry.
It's so weird that he gets that job in that hospital, and then I don't think it's ever like brought up again.
Yeah.
Like he didn't stay at the hospital, because in the last part, he's still at the hospital. I'm like, wait a minute, I don't think in any other issues, because
it's not how any of this works.
Yeah, because once he becomes Spider-Man, he gets a job in a coffee shop. He dyes his hair blonde and gets his job in a coffee shop.
Oh yeah.
He becomes Gunther.
I was gonna say, yeah. I was like, ooh. Neil McDonough can play him then whenever they adapt this story.
It's not Neil McDonough, Charlie Esser.
Hashtag inside jokes.
You know, the hip language the kids use these days.
A mess.
And somebody loves it. I've seen the download numbers. Somebody loves this mess.
Nice. And Giant Carnage.
Oh, no, that was my favorite part.
Was it?
I do not love Giant Carnage. Well, it kind of reminded me because I did read like all these stories back to back where Alex and Agent X talks about his fetish for gigantism or whatever.
But they need to adapt that for the Venom sequel. Can you imagine giant Woody Harrelson?
I think they tried it with Riot already. Didn't they kind of get like kind of big and super Saiyan on that butt? Yeah, I think that's what they tried to do.
Is your symbiote expanding, or are you just happy to see me?
Well, Carnage is a serial killer. His host is a serial killer, so he might be happy to see you or whatever. Anyway, I don't know. Like I said, it was fun, but like at the end of the day, it really didn't leave a lasting impression in the legacy. So it's just like, just one of those fun stories for me.
Yeah, it was kind of like a one-off because
you would think that they would have brought this up a little bit more or something.
Yeah, they really never brought it up, even in the midst of the Clone Saga.
Yeah, that's what I found out. I was just like, this is actually better than the Clone Saga. So I wonder. Maybe they learned their lesson because it was a Clone Saga was such an ongoing clusterfuck that they were just like, you know what, we've milked the cow. We're gonna let the teats rest a bit.
Because, at one point, the symbiotes have, infected a ton of people on Earth, including heroes like Captain America and stuff. Wearing that god-awful 90s armor. But anyway, you would think...
The armor that I actually like. Whatever.
Not for Captain America. But anyway, I mean, you would think this would come up at some point that, the symbiotes almost conquered the whole planet.
Remember that time? Telling war stories, remember that time?
Smoking cigarette. Oh, I remember that. I just love that one panel. It's like heroes like the Human Torch and Black Bolt have fought off the symbiotes. Oh, I wonder how.
Sound.
What is this? What if number 4?
Basically, I thought that was a throwback to that. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It was harmless fun.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to revisit this eventually, though. Because eventually all writers run out of ideas and go back to dip in a well.
Planet of the Symbiotes, too. Well, didn't they do that?
Silver Surfer joins them this time or something. I don't know.
What was that? Venomized or whatever that story was? I really didn't read it, but weren't a bunch of heroes infected with symbiotes or something? So I think they have kind of done this again.
But without giving proper credit.
But I think they focused on. I think the major focus was on heroes and stuff getting symbiotes.
God help us if Tony Stark.
I know, but even more than Peter Parker, man, symbiotes loved Ben Reilly because remember our last episode when Ben first fought Venom and the symbiote almost left Eddie to go with Ben Reilly, and then in this one again the suit's on him as his best, and then no Carnage symbiote.
He's a perfect host, apparently.
I guess.
Seeing as how he's the real Peter Parker. he's symbiote catnip.
I guess.
What was the female symbiote that was pink or something?
Oh, or wasn't there a yellow one or something, or was there a different one?
Oh, it was yellow? I knew it was some kind of girly color. I thought it was pink though.
I don't know. You mean from our last episode?
Yeah.
What was it? I know it's not Shriek. Was it?
That been bothering me. I'm too lazy to look it up.
I'll look it up now, but yeah, I swear it started with an S.
I don't know, the symbiotes are it's an interesting concept, especially when you are going around infecting normal people, because especially if it's going to be in New York, there's a normal person in New York.
I was close. Scream,
okay.
Oh, good lord. Yeah, first appearance, Venom Lethal Protector, which we also discussed.
Yeah.
One of
It was funny though. I was when we were watching Venom, and it was like San Francisco. I was like, oh, they are doing Lethal Protector. Like they're not no bones about it. No New York. We're as far away as possible.
Oh, that's like I was watching. I was listening to Heroes by the Pints review of Venom this morning, and I don't know. They were kind of kinder to the movie than we were, but they were like, "Why is he
happy drunks?" I'm not a happy drunk.
Oh no, you're angry. But no, they're like, "Why is he in San Francisco?" And I'm just like at work screaming, "Lethal Protector! Lethal Protector!" Oh my lord! But yeah, I looked up. Yeah, the female symbiote was Scream, and I don't know. Maybe they were counting Carnage. You know how many symbiotes they said came from Venom? How many offspring?
How many?
7.
Oh.
Like I said, and maybe that includes Carnage and Toxin and all that, but
Venom was a busy beaver. That asexual reproduction, boy, I tell you what.
They're ringing that well dry. Have the episode of Maury.
You are the father.
Again.
He'll just eat them. Just bite their heads off and call it a day. You know, like a spider.
He's a geek.
What issue do you think had the best art?
Let's see. I don't know. Like we said, they were all good in their way, but I don't know. I kind of like the first part with Dave Hoover. I have liked his art. Well, it's give and take. Some parts of his art are better than others. I do like this Scarlet Spider cover on the back. I need to hang that up.
Lord.
Oh, shut it.
Stow it, Laurel.
I'll remember this in December when you're like, Aquaman movie.
You saw my Facebook post. That's not gonna be me. I might be Martinell and Becky.
No, you'll be like, oh, let's see, it's so pretty. No. You don't need to talk, just be quiet.
Sim photography, that is my thing. The armor looks like trash. I'm sorry.
It's DC. What do you expect? When you're putting your super speedsters in armor. Because nothing says super speed like big, bulky armor.
Well, no, like some things from the comic book, like now I have to concede some things from the comic books actually do not translate. Well, you have to have and I'm not no shade to the costume designer, but you have to have somebody that has epic vision. And yeah. I just feel like that person didn't when it came to Aquaman. Aquaman's very hard. That orange and green thing. Anyway.
All right, I've gone back over and reviewed. I believe part 4 is my favorite art by Derek Robertson.
Oh, I like the last issue the most, but 4 was really good too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he has those really crisp lines.
Oh yeah.
And he's like really, really into the bubbles. Like I appreciate that.
Oh yeah. See, you should subscribe to our YouTube and watch me hold up comic books to the camera.
Just in case you were too cheap to buy it or too lazy to find it on the internet.
Here's page 1, page 2, page 2.
Oh yeah. Man, I'm sad that we missed the opportunity to do because it's already like October, it's almost half over at this point. But I was thinking we should have done the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina because of the TV show that's coming out pretty soon.
No, I'm kidding.
Well, that's actually that those issues are pretty great. I was just rereading them the other night.
I mean, if you want to do it closer to Halloween, we can.
It's pretty long though, so
okay.
Yeah. I was just saying it was a missed opportunity. Maybe next Halloween. You know, we do have a Halloween special that lasts like a year somewhere around here. The long
Halloween. Oh yes. That might be on. That's on Before the Bad, I do believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So go find that. That was fun.
Yeah, check out the Before the Bad podcast. Yeah. Lilith Tyler and I did a monthly long Halloween review. Because every issue takes place on one month every year. Yep.
They really should do Calendar Man. Like, that's who should have been in the Suicide Squad all along.
I'm surprised Gotham hasn't done Calendar Man yet.
I bet you they did, but then they just were like, yeah, that's too weird even for us. It's like on the storyboard somewhere. We just can't fit it in. Anyway, I'm gonna give this story arc a B+.
Oh, yes, very good. I probably have to agree with that B+. I was kind of hovering between an A- and a B+, but yeah, I believe.
I don't know, like the 5-part story arc is always like really weird. It's like either do 6 or do 3. Like just don't waffle. 4 is even acceptable, but that 5 is just like literally such an odd number. It just gets me every time. But no, so it's like either you had too much story or you didn't have enough, or it was an editorial decision.
Planet of the Symbiotes is what I call it, when symbiotes cry.
Well, and that's what I like. I didn't mind Venom being so talky and sassy, because symbiotes, I do feel like they do absorb some of their host and whatever. So, and he did have Peter first, so Peter's kind of whiny in that regard. So
your ex-girlfriend's whiny.
Anyway, yeah, I definitely recommend this story arc. Like I said, it's fun. I think you can just jump into it and just kind of go with it.
Yeah, it's a fun 90s story, especially if you're looking for something Venom to read after watching the movie. Yeah, this is one to pick up.
So how much you want to bet? I mean, God, there's so many Venom books out right now, though.
This would be a nice little trade. I don't know if they. I don't think I've ever seen this in trade anywhere. Yeah, no.
Surprising. Now watch 2 weeks from now. It's gonna be out.
Maybe with the movie, yeah, but I mean,
they had the Venom storyline from the anime Spider-Man the animated series like just on sale somewhere. Like I saw somebody like on Instagram and they I was like, oh, it was like an FYE or whatever. I didn't even know that they still had those.
I believe, is that an FYE? There might be one up at our mall still.
I thought it was like Circuit City, gone, extinct, the dinosaurs. I think goodie, like gone forever.
There are a few left, I do believe. Stuff's always on sale, but
well, so is Best Buy, but their sales suck. Fight nerds. Anyway,
nerd.
Let's wrap it up, and we look forward to hearing your input sometime. Maybe.
That's right. Send us your thoughts on any of these stories we've been talking.
We're gonna go back to a top 10 list if you don't.
That's right. And next, join us next episode. At the end, we'll let you know what we're going to be doing after Venom, because next episode is our last Venom episode.
Dun dun dun.
So, where can you send your thoughts? I'm glad you asked. Email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, Comic Capers, at Comic Capers Pod, and at CL Sidekicks on the Twitter. Follow CL Sidekicks on Instagram, because all the cool kids are there, including Charlie Esser.
All one word.
Super Connectivity, all one word. Because Charlie Esser and Super Connectivity are quality. For quality. Bing! And the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And speaking of quality, Lil Hellfire, where can people get a hold of you?
Oh, God, don't put that kind of pressure on me. For snarky hate watching of the Arrowverse, please do join me over at Lil Hellfire on Twitter. If you want some positivity about Superman and Smallville and like to swear, you can join me on Save Me Pod on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Instagram.
And by the time this goes up, our review of The Flash Season 5 premiere should be up, and
Legends.
Legends and Arrow might be coming soon as of this airing. Not sure. Arrow might be up. Just check Capes and Lunatics. You'll see. You'll just subscribe to.
Try to be positive.
I'll be the positive one. But yeah, just subscribe to Capes and Lunatics and Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks podcast, both of them, and our YouTube. You'll get everything.
And even divided into nice little playlists. Doesn't it feel great?
Ah, thank you. I try.
Fight me, nerd.
All right, everyone. Thank you once again for joining us for part 10 of our Venom review. Next episode, part 11, our finale, our Venom finale. Because we didn't want to be even. We are odd.
We are odd, yes.
We are odd. We're all odd here. But yeah, send us your thoughts. Because we are odd and we are Venom.